Okay, now we are going now to learn, now that I've introduced to you the setup and everything. Um, we are going to start learning on paraphrasing. So I sent you a short write up on the on what is required in what we're calling online writing. So online writing ni vitu mingi, but here I'm going to focus on academic writing. And on academic writing, we explain is essentially doing academic work on behalf of a client. So the first thing that we are now going to do here is that I want us to learn something called paraphrasing and paragraphing. Paraphrasing and paragraphing. They're the most important things when it comes to any form of writing, including academic and even beyond academic. Now, in paraphrasing, is that in paraphrasing, what essentially you want to do is that let me try to increase the magnification to 20, but which will mean I'll have to write a lot. So, in paraphrasing, essentially, you rewrite you rewrite content in your own words. You rewrite content in your own words, but retain the original intended meaning. So in these cases that you're going to rewrite the content in your own words, but you ensure that you retain the original intended meaning. So that's the essence of paraphrasing. So in paraphrasing is that you are going to rewrite the content. So you rewrite the content in your own words, but you retain the original uh, intended meaning. Now, we have started by focusing on paraphrasing for a start. Now, most of the things that you're going to write about, you do not have to be an expert in them. Like for me, my field is education. It's partly education and mostly ICT. Okay, but I can write on psychology. Okay, so you can be able to write on something that you are not an expert in by simply going online. So you'll go online. You'll go online and search. So let me. I'll have to temporarily find a way to pause sharing. I don't know if I can pause sharing. Okay, now so you'll have to go online. In that I cannot be able to show. So let's say that we have been given a question on the following topic. We've been given a question on the following topic. So let's say that you're supposed to write about Atoli-Poppy syndrome. Atoli-Poppy syndrome. So this is a sort of a sociology topic. So I've been given this topic. I'm not an expert in it, meaning to ICT. So what I'm going to do, I'll go online. Only that the way I've set up the screen, it cannot show me going online, but you'll go online and Google search Tolipop syndrome. So I'll search it, what it is. So I'm searching for it. Okay, so sasa nimepata this content online. Okay, so that's the content yenye nimepata online about hii kitu anaita uh, Atoli Poppy syndrome. Okay, but now since like this the content nimechukua from online and I'm not now ukijua paraphrase you can write about any topic. So since like this is the content yenye nimechukua from online, what I'm going to do is that now nime-highlight in red, okay? So the font type, the font color nime-select equal red now because ni content nime-copy paste. Now, if I were to submit this content, it will be almost 100% plagiarism and 100% artificial intelligence. Okay, now plagiarism is taking somebody's idea, either verbatim, ama weak paraphrasing and passing it on as if it is yours. Now, sasa ile kitu nimefanya, I've gotten this content from online. So nimepatiwa topic, Tolly-Poppy syndrome. Now, I can use a purple font color to rewrite it. So I'm going to rewrite which I'm going which is what I'm calling to paraphrase. So I'm going to rewrite it. So this is a Tully Poppy syndrome. So it will be this. So I can say kwamba, I can start that a phenomenon where, so I'm trying to paraphrase the first sentence, where individuals attack or criticize others purely based on their success is referred to as Tully Poppy syndrome. Okay. Now I've rewritten the first sentence in my own words. Okay, so this one is because it is set to American English, so that's why it's flagging it. So I've rewritten this sentence. The sentence is Tully Poppy syndrome refers to. For me, I've started with a phenomenon where individuals attack or criticize others purely based on their success. It refers to as a Tully Poppy syndrome. Okay. Now, I go to the next sentence, paraphrase. This often occurs in the workplace and can harm the well-being of those who experience it. Then I can now still say this. Tully Poppy syndrome often happens, often happens at workplace and negatively affects victims. Okay, so I've rewritten, we are paraphrasing. You rewrite the content of the sentence, you rewrite it in your own words. Now, why are you paraphrasing? To avoid plagiarism. Because if you copy paste, it will be plagiarized work, and this one is unethical and often attracts the highest form of punishment in the academic field. So I've rewritten the Tully Poppy syndrome, so that this often occurs in the workplace and can harm the well-being of those who experience it. So I've been able to rewrite it by saying that Tully Poppy syndrome often happens at workplace and negatively affects victims. So those who experience it, I've replaced it with victims, okay? With victims. Now, we also have another sentence. People who achieve high levels of success or occupy high status positions are vulnerable to Tully Poppy syndrome. So I can say here that highly successful individuals, highly successful individuals experience Tully Poppy syndrome, Tully Poppy syndrome. So I can say highly successful or influential. So that one will capture the high status position. So highly successful or influential individuals experience Tully Poppy syndrome. So I've been able to do that. Okay. Then we go to jealousy, sexism, competitiveness, and other factors can motivate some people to react negatively to others' accomplishments. Then I can now, this sentence is what I want to rewrite to paraphrase. So I can rewrite it in my own words by saying this. The syndrome. So in this case, when I talk about the syndrome, I mean the Tully Poppy syndrome. So the syndrome manifests as competitiveness, sexism, and jealousy. No. Oh, so no. So here, I can say here that the syndrome is often triggered by competitiveness, sexism, and jealousy, which leads to aggressors to react negatively to achievements of others. Okay, so I've been able to paraphrase, I've been able to rewrite in my own words, okay? But now, you must understand that for you to be able to uh, write as fast as I am. So we have prerequisite skills, which is the typing skill. So you must be able to type fast. Uh, my lesson assumes that you can be able to type fast. So the article examines the origin of the term, who Tolly Poppy syndrome affects, and its causes. So here we can say here, now this is like the thesis statement. So you can say that against this backdrop, this background, this essay will explore the origin of the term, the primary or the key victim, the primary victims of the syndrome, and its causes. So at this point in time, we have been able to write, a sort of a thesis statement. So the last sentence is a thesis. The last sentence, let me highlight it in black. So the last statement is what we call a thesis statement. It focuses the content of your writing, because the Tolipop syndrome, you can write so many things about it, but in my writing, in my essay, I only want to focus on I only want to focus I only want to focus on the thesis. I only want to focus on its origin, the primary victims, and its causes. So my writing is restricted to these key themes or these key areas: the origin, the main victims of the syndrome, and what causes it. Okay, so this is the topic, Tolly-Pop syndrome. So if you're given a topic, you must have a thesis statement, because you're not just going to write it in generic, in general terms. So you're not going to cover everything. So you have to restrict yourself so that you produce depth over breadth. Okay, now in these cases that I've been able to paraphrase, so you can see that I'm not an expert in Tolly Poppy syndrome, but nimeenda online nika Google nikapata hiyo content, nikachukua that content nika copy paste the way it is, but I highlighted ile content nili copy paste in red color, meaning hiyo content yote, if I were to present it, it will be plagiarized. Okay, and then from there, the next thing I did was to paraphrase, to rewrite it within my own words, but retain the intended meaning, the intended original meaning. Okay, so this is the Tolly-Poppy syndrome. So I would like to stop there and give you the assignment. So here is the assignment. I would like to give you the assignment. So I want to give you the assignment so that you can try. And this is the assignment. So I would like you to write about, so only one paragraph, write one paragraph, about primary hyperhidrosis. Now, you are not a medic, you are not a clinical officer, but I want you to use that skill of paraphrasing to be able to write a paragraph about primary hyperhidrosis. Now, hatujafikia paragraphing itself, but this is like the beginning. Okay, so I would like you to do the following assignment: to write up one paragraph about primary hyperhidrosis. So I would like to stop there, then I'll be able to take I'll be able to respond to any issues that